Chapter 5 Missing in Action. Commander Rook was sucking on a particularly noxious fungus cigar. Several of the retrieval squad had nearly passed out in the shuttle. Even the stench from the manacled control seemed mild in comparison. Of course, no one said anything, the pulse being touchier than a septic boil. Foley, on the other hand, delighted in antagonizing superior. "None of your rancid stove cheese in here, Commander," he prayed, the moment Root made it back to ops. "Computers don't like smoke," Root scowled, certain that Foley was making this up. Nevertheless, the commander was not prepared to risk a computer crash in the middle of an alert, and so doused a cigar in a coffee cup of a passing gremlin. Now, Foley was the so-called alert, and it better be good this time. The Central had a tendency to go completely hyper over trivialities. He'd once gone to DEFCON 2 because his human salutations were out. "It's good, alright," Foley assured him. Or should I say bad? Very bad. Root felt the ulcer in his gut begin to bubble like a volcano. How bad? Foley punched up Ireland on Eurosat. "We lost contact with Captain Short." "Why am I not surprised?" groaned Root, burying his face in his hands. "We had her all the way over the Alps." "The Alps? You took a land route?" Foley nodded. "Against regulations, I know. But everyone does it." The commander agreed grudgingly. Who could resist a feat like that? As a rookie, he'd been placed on report himself for that exact offense. "Okay. Move on. When did we lose her?" Foley opened a view of window on the screen. "This is the feed from Holly's helmet unit. Here we are over Disneyland Paris. This central puts the fast forward. Now Dolphins, blah blah blah. The Irish coastline. Still no worries. Look, her locator comes to shot. Captain Short is getting from magic hot points. Psyche, close the bridge. She has the path. Why not Terra?" Foley snorted. "Terra? Every fairy hippie in the northern hemisphere will be dancing around the lee, veil at the full moon. There'll be so many shields on, it'll look like the whole place is underwater." "Fine," grunted Root through gritted teeth. "Just get on with it, will you?" "Alright, don't get your ears in a knot." Foley skipped several minutes of tape. "Now, here's an interesting bit. Nice smooth landing. Hangs up the wings. Holly takes off the helmet. Against regulations," interjected Root. LAP officers must never remove the headgear above ground, unless the headgear is defective," completed Foley. "Yes, Commander, we all know what the handbook says. But are you trying to tell me that you never sneaked a breath of air out of yours in the sky?" "No," admitted Root. "What are you, our fairy godmother's mother or something? Get to the important part." Foley smirked behind his hand. Dropping up Root's blood pressure was one of the few perks of the job. No one else would dare to do it. That was because everybody else was replaceable. Not Foley. He'd built the system from scratch. If anyone else even tried to boot it up, a hidden virus would bring it crashing about their pointy ears. The important part. Here we are. Look. Suddenly Holly drops the helmet. It must land this down because we lose picture. We still got sound though, so I'll bring that up. Foley boosted the audio signal, filtering out background noise. Not good quality. The mic is in the camera, so that was nose down in the dirt too. "Nice pea shooter," said a voice. "Definitely human. Deep too. That usually meant big." Root raised an eyebrow. "Pea shooter? Same for gun." "Oh, then the opponents of that same instruction." Struck him. She drew her weapon. "Just wait. It gets worse. I don't suppose you would consider peaceful surrender," said a second voice. Just as to get the command shivers. "No." Good thing in the voice? "I suppose not." "This is bad," said Root, his face uncharacteristically pale. "This feels like a setup. These two goons were waiting. How is that possible?" Holly's face came to the speaker, then, typically brazen in the face of danger. The commander sighed. At least she was alive. It was more bad news though as the parties exchanged threats, and a second healing displayed uncommon undeclared affairs. "Here's about the ritual." "Here's the worst bit." Root's jaw dropped. "The worst bit?" Holly's voice again. This time made with the mesmer. "Now she has them," cried Root. But apparently not. Not only did the mess with Bridget effective, but the mysterious pair seemed to find it amusing. That's all there is from Holly, noted Foley. One of the Muppy messed around with the camera for a bit and then we lose everything. Root rolled this creature's between his eyes. Not much to go on. No visual, not even a name. We can't really be 100% sure that we have a situation. You want proof? Asked Foley, rewinding tape. I'll give you proof. He then ran the available video. Now watch this. I'm going to slow it right down. 1 frame per second. Holly leaning close to the screen. Close enough to see the pixels. Captain Short comes in for a landing. She takes off her helmet. Bends down, presumably to pick up an acorn, and... there! Foley jabbed the pause button, freezing the picture completely. See anything unusual? The command has also turned to overdrive. Something had appeared in the top right-hand corner of the frame. First glance seemed like a shaft of light, but light from what or reflected from what? Can you blow that up? No problem. Foley cut the relevant area, increasing it by 400%. The light expanded to fill the screen. Oh no, breathed Root. There on the margin before them, in frozen suspicion, was a hypodermic dart. There could be no doubt. Captain Holly's show was missing in action. Most probably dead, but still was held captive by a hostile force. Tell me we start the locator. Yep, strong signal. Moving north at about 8 clicks an hour. Root was silent for a moment, formulating his strategy. Go to full alert. Get retriever out of their bunks and back down here. Prep them for a service shot. I won't full tackle in a couple of techies. You too, Foley. You may have to stop time on this one. 10-4, Commander. You want recon in on this? Root nodded. You bet. I'll call Captain Vane. He's our number 1. Oh no, said Root. For a job like this, we need our very best. And that's me. I'm reactivating myself. I was so amazed. He couldn't even formulate for a comment. Yes, Foley. Don't act so surprised. I have more successful recons under my belt than any officer in history. Plus, I did my basic training in Ireland, back in the Top Hat and Chile days. Yes, but that was 400 years ago, and you're no springblood then. Not to put too fine a point on it. Root smiled dangerously. Don't worry, Foley. I'm still running red hot. Now I'll make up for my age with a really big gun. Now get a pod ready. I'm leaving on the next flare. Foley did what he was told without a second quip. When the commander got that glint in his eyes, you hopped to and kept your mouth shut. But there was another reason for Foley's silent compliance. It had just hit him that Holly could be in real trouble. Sinners don't make many friends, and Foley was worried he might lose one of the few he had. Artemis had anticipated some technological advances, but nothing like the treasure trove of fairy hardware spread out on the 4-wheel drive dashboard. Impressive, he murmured. You could have bought this much right now and still make a fortune in patents. Artemis ran a handheld scanner bar over the unconscious Elf's wristband. He then fed the fairy characters to his power book translator. This is a locator of some kind. No doubt this Divercon's lab comrades are tracking us right now. Ballard swallowed. Right now, sir. It would seem so. Or anyway, they're tracking the locator. Artemis stopped speaking suddenly. His eyes losing focus as the electricity in his screen sparked up another brainwave. Butler? The master and Ferris both triggered. He knew that tone. Something was afoot. Yes, Artemis? The Japanese whaler. The one seized by the port authorities. She's tied up at the docks. Butler nodded. Yes, I believe so. Artemis twirled to look at his band around his index finger. Good. Take us down there. I believe it's time to allow the diminutive friends know exactly who they're dealing with. Root rubber stamped his own reactivation with remarkable speed. Very unusual for LP upper management. Generally took months, and several mind-crushingly dull meetings to improve any application in the region's card. Luckily, Root had a bit of influence with the commander. It felt good to be back in a field uniform, and Root even managed to convince himself that a jumpsuit was no tighter on the middle than it used to be. The bulge, he rationalized, was caused by all the new equipment that they jammed into these things. Personally, Root had no time for gadgetry. The only items the commander was interested in were the wings on his back and the multi-phase, water-cooled, dry-barrel blaster strapped to his hip, the most powerful production handgun under the world. Hoot, to be sure, but had seen Root through a dozen firefights and made him feel like a field officer again. The new shoot to Hog's position was E1, Terra. Not exactly an ideal location for a stealth mission, but with barely 2 hours of moon time left, there was no time for an overground jaunt. If there was to be any chance of throwing out this mission for sunrise, speed was of the essence. He commanded the E1 shuttle for his team. Bumping a tour group had apparently been online for 2 years. Tough nuggets, who grabbed the holiday rep. And what's more, I'm sure that all non-essential flights until the present crisis is past. And when might that be? Squeaked the Eric gnome, brandishing a notebook as though she were prepared to make a complaint of some kind. Ruth spat out the butt of a cigar, squishing comprehensively beneath his boot heel. The symbolism was all too obvious. The Jews will be opened, madam, would I feel like it, growled the commander. And if you and your fluorescent uniform don't get out of my way, I'll yank your operating license to have you thrown into for obstructing an LIP officer. The holiday rope opened before him and slunk back into the line, wishing her uniform wasn't quite so pink. Farley was waiting at the pod. Serious though the moment was, he couldn't resist an amused whinny at the side of Ruth's belly wobbling ever so slowly in his clingy jumpsuit. Are you sure about this, Commander? Generally, we only allow 1 passenger per pod. What do you mean? Snarled Root. There is only one. Then he caught Farley's meaningful glance at his stomach. Oh, haha. Very amusing. Keep it up, Foley. I have my limit, you know. But it was a hollow threat, and they both knew it. Not only had Foley built the communication network from scratch, but he was also a pioneer in the field of threat prediction. Without him, human technology could very easily catch up to the very brand. He dropped himself into the pod. No half-century-old crowds for this, Commander. This babe was fresh off the assembly line. All silver and shiny. The new jagged fin stabilizers that were supposed to read the magma currents automatically. Fall's innovation, of course. For a century or so, his pod designs had leaned towards the futuristic. Plenty of neon rubber. Lately, however, his sensibilities had become more retrospective, replacing the gadgetry with walnut dashes and leather upholstery. Ruth found his old-style decor strangely comforting. He wrapped his fingers around the joysticks and suddenly realized just how long it had been since he had ridden the hotshots. Foley noticed his discomfort. Don't worry, Chief, he said without the usual cynicism. It's like riding a unicorn. You never forget. Root grunted, unconvinced. Let's get the show on the road, he muttered, before I change my mind. Foley hauled the door across until the suction ring took hold, sealing the portal with a pneumatic hiss. Root's face took on a green hue to the quartz pane. He didn't look too scary anymore. Quite the opposite, in fact. Artemis was performing a little field surgery on the fair locator. It was no mean feat to ultrasound the dimensions without destroying the mechanisms. The technologies were most definitely incompatible. Imagine trying to perform open heart surgery with a sledgehammer. First problem was opening the cursed thing. The screw has defied both flathead and Phillips screwdrivers. Even Artemis' extensive set of Allen wrenches were unable to find purchase in the tiny grooves. Think futuristic, Artemis told himself. Think advanced technology. He came to him after a few moments of silent contemplation. Magnetic bolts. Obvious, really. But how to construct a revolving magnetic field in the back of a four-wheel drive? Impossible. The only thing for it was to chase the screws manually with a domestic magnet. Artemis hunted a small magnet from his niche in the toolbox and applied both poles to the tiny screws. Their negative side wiggled them slightly. It was enough to give Artemis some room to maneuver with needle-nose pliers, and he soon had the locator's panel disassembled before him. The circuitry was minute, and now a sign of a solder bead. Dean was used another form of binder. Perhaps if he had time, the principles of this device could be unraveled, but for now he would have to improvise. He would have to rely on the inattention of others, and if the people were anything like humans, they saw what they wanted to see. Artemis had to locate his face up to the cab's light. It was translucent. Slightly polarized, but good enough. He nudged a slew of tiny shimmering wires aside, inserting a buttonhole camera into space. He secured the pea-sized transmitter with a dab of silicone. Crude but effective. Hopefully. The medic screws refused to be tucked back into the grooves without the proper tool, so Artemis was forced to glue them too. Messy, but it should suffice. Provided the locator wasn't examined too closely. And if it was, well, he would only lose an advantage that he never expected to have in the first place. Butler knocked off his high beams as he entered the city limits. "Dog's coming up, Artemis," he said over his shoulder. "There's bound to be a customs and excise crew around somewhere." Artemis nodded. It made sense. The port was a thriving artery of illegal activity. Over 50% of the country's contraband made it ashore somewhere along this half-mile stretch. "A diversion, Butler. 2 minutes are all I need." The master nodded thoughtfully. "The usual?" "I don't see why not. Knock yourself out." "Or rather don't." Artemis blinked. That was his second joke in recent times, and his first aloud. Better take care. This was no time for frivolity. The dockers were rolling cigarettes. It wasn't easy with fingers the size of leaf bars, but they managed. And in a few shots of brown tobacco dropped to the reflections. What of it? The pouches were available by the carton from a little man who didn't bother adding government tax to his prices. Butler strode over to the man, his eyes shadowed beneath the brim of a wash cap. "Good night," he said to the assembled group. No one replied. Policemen came in all shapes and sizes. The big structure persevered. Even workmen staying around a frozen night like tonight. One of the workmen, a bit soft in the head, couldn't help not in agreement. A comrade drove an elbow into his ribs. "Still, though," continued the newcomer, "I don't suppose you girls ever did a decent day's work in your lives." Again, there was no reply. This time it was because the doctor's mouths were hanging over in amazement. "Just pure pathetic-looking bunch, all right," went on Butler blithely. "Oh, I've no doubt you would have passed as men during the famine. But by today's standards, you're little more than a pack of flower-swinging weaklings." "Ah!" said one with dark hands. It was all he could manage. Butler was an eyebrow. "Arg? Pathetic and inarticulate. Nice combination. Your mother's must be so proud." The searcher had crossed the sacred line. He had mentioned the men's mothers. Nothing could get him out of a beating now. Even the fact that he was obviously a simpleton. Albeit a simpleton with a good vocabulary. The men stepped out the cigarettes and spread slowly into a semicircle. It was 6 against 1. You had to feel sorry for them. Butler wasn't finished yet. "Now, before we can do anything, ladies, no scratching, no spitting, and no tattling to mommy." It was the last straw. The men howled and tacked as one. If they had been paying any attention to the adversary in that moment before contact, they might have noticed that he shifted his way to lower his center of gravity. They might also have seen that the hands he drew out of his pockets were the size and probably the shape of spades. But no one was paying attention to Butler. Two busy was their comrades, making sure they weren't alone in the assault. The thing about the difference is that it has to be diverting. Big. Crude. Not Butler's style at all. He would have preferred to take these young men out from 500 feet with a dart rifle. Failing that, if contact was absolutely necessary, a series of thumb jabs to the nerve clots of the base and neck would be his chosen modus operandi. Quiet as a whisper. But that would be defeating the purpose of the exercise. And so Butler undertook his training, screaming like a demon and utilizing the most vocal combat actions. Vocal they may have been, but that's not to say they weren't effective. Perhaps a Shaolin priest could have anticipated something more exaggerated movements, but these men were hardly trained adversaries. In fairness, they weren't even completely sober. Butler drove the first with a roundhouse punch. Two more had their heads clapped together, cartoon style. The fourth was, to Butler's internal shame, dispatched with a spinning kick, but the most ostentatious was saved for the last pair. The master rolled onto his back, caught them by the collars of their donkey jackets, and fled into Dublin harbor. Big splashes, plenty of whaling. Perfect. Two headlights poked from the black shell of a cargo container. The government saloon screeched along the quay. As anticipated, a customs and excise team on stakeout. Butler grinned with grim satisfaction and ducked in around the corner. He was long gone before the angels had flipped their badges or began inquiries. Not that their integers would yield much, because the house was hardly an adequate description to track him down. By the time Butler reached the car, Artemis had already returned from his mission. "Well done, old friend," he commented. "Although I'm certain your Majora Sensei is turning in his grave. A spinning kick? How could you? Butler bit his tongue, reversing the four-wheel drive off the wooden works. As they crossed the overpass, he couldn't resist glancing down at the chaos he had created. The government were hauling a sudden docker from the polluted waters. I understand this diverged for something, but Benno knew there was no point in asking what. His employer did not share his plans with anyone until he thought the time was right. And if Artemis Fowl thought the time was right, then it usually was. Root emerged shaken from the pod. He didn't remember it being like this in his time. Although, truth be told, it had probably been an awful lot worse. Back in the Chile days, there were no fancy polymer harnesses, no auto thrusters, and certainly no external monitors. It was just gut instinct and a touch of enchantment. In some ways, Root preferred it like that. Science was taking the magic out of everything. He stumbled down the tunnel to the terminal. As the number one preferred destination, Kara had a fully fledged passenger lounge. 6 shuttles a week came in from Haven City alone. Not only flares, of course. Paying tours didn't like to be filtered around quite that much. Unless, of course, they were on an illegal jaunt to Disneyland. The ferry port was crammed with full moon overnighters complaining about the show's suspensions. A beleaguered sprite was shuddering behind her ticket desk, besieged by angry gremlins. "There's no point hexing me," squealed the sprite. "There's the if you want there." She pointed a quivering green finger at the approaching commander. The gremlin mob turned en route. When they saw the triple bear blossom his hip, they kept right on turning. Root grabbed the microphone behind the desk and held out the extent of his cable. "Now hear this," he growled, his gravelly tones echoing around the terminal. "This is Commander Root of the LEP. We have a serious situation above ground, and I would appreciate cooperation from all you civilians. First, I would like you all to stop your yapping so I can hear myself think." Root paused to make certain his wishes were being respected. They were. "Secondly, I would like every single one of you, including those squawling infants, to sit down on the courtesy bench until I have gone on my way. Then you can get back to gripping, or stuffing your faces, or whatever it is civilians do." No one had ever accused Root of political correctness. No one was ever likely to either. "And I want whoever's in charge to get over here. Now!" Root tossed us down onto the desk. A blare of whistling feedback grated on every eardrum in the building. Within flash of a second, an out-of-breath elf/goblin hybrid was bobbing at his elbow. "Anything we can do, Commander?" Root nodded, twisting a thick cigar into the hole beneath his nose. "I want you to open a tunnel straight through this place. I don't want to be bothered by customs or immigration. Start moving everybody below after my boys get here." The shell port directly swallowed. "Everybody?" "Yes, that includes terminal personnel. I take everything you can carry. Full evacuation." He stopped and glared into the director's mouth eyes. "This is not a drill." "You mean yes," said Root, continuing down the access ramp. "The Muppy have committed over the Cuss-Out Act. Who knows where this is going?" The elf/goblin combo watched as Root disappeared in a cloud of cigar smoke. An overtly hostile act? It could mean war. He punched in his accountant's number on his mobile. "Bark?" "Yes. This is Nimbus. I want you to sell all my shares in Shadowport." "Yes, all of them. I have a hunch the prize is about to take a severe dive." Captain High's short felt as though a slugger's slug was drawing her brain out through her ear hole. She tried to figure out what could possibly cause such agony, but her faculties didn't strike to memory just yet. Breathing and lying down were all about she could manage. Time to attempt a word. Something short and pertinent. Help, she decided, would be the one to go for. She took a trailing breath in over her mouth. Said her treacherous lips. No good. Incomprehensible even by drunken gnome standards. What was going on here? She was flat on her back with no more strength in her body than a damp tunnel root. What could have done this to her? Highly concentrated, skirting the edge of blinding pain. The troll? Was that it? Had the troll martyred in that restaurant? That would explain a lot. But no. She seemed to remember something about the old country. And the ritual. There was something digging into her ankle. "Hello?" A voice. Not hers. Not even Elfin. "You awake then?" "One of the European languages." "Latin." "No, English." She was in England? I thought that dog might have killed you. Aliens' insides are different from ours. I saw that on television. Gibberish. Aliens' insides? What was the creature talking about? You look fit. Like Muchacho Maria. She's a Mexican midget wrestler. Holly groaned. Her gifts with Tom must be on the blink. Telling us exactly what kind of craziness she was dealing with her. Focusing all her strength at the front of her head, Holly cracked open one eye. She closed it again almost immediately. There appeared to be a giant blonde fly staring down at her. Don't be scared, said the fly. Just sunglasses. Holly opened both eyes this time. The creature was tapping a silver eye. No, not an eye. A lens. A mirrored lens. Like the lenses worn by the other two. It all came back in a jolt, rushing to fill the hole in her memory like a combination lock clicking into place. She had been abducted by two humans during the ritual. Two humans with an extraordinary knowledge of area affairs. Holly tried speaking again. Where am I? The human giggled delightedly, clapping her hands together. Holly noticed her nails, long and painted. You can speak English. What type of accent is that? Sounds like a little bit of everything. Holly frowned. The girl's voice was corkscrewing right into the middle of her headache. She lifted her arms. No, look here. Where are my things? The girl wagged her finger, as one might at a naughty child. Artemis had to take your little gun away, and all those other toys. Couldn't have you hurting yourself. Artemis Fowl. This was all his idea. Everything is always his idea. Holly frowned. Artemis Fowl. For some reason, even the name made her shiver. It was a bad omen. Fairy intuition was never wrong. Don't come for me, you know, she said, her voice rising to dry lips. You don't know what you've done. The girl frowned. You're absolutely right. I have no clue what's going on. So there's no future in trying to psych me out. But Holly frowned. It was obviously pointless playing mind games with his human. The mess was her only hope, but that couldn't penetrate reflected surfaces. How the devil did these humans know that? That could be worked out later. For now she had to figure out a way to separate his figure skirt from her miracle sunglasses. You are pretty human, she said, fully dripping with honey flutter. Why, thank you, Holly. Why, thank you, Holly. I was in the local paper once. I won a competition. Miss Sugar Bee Fair 1999. I knew it. Natural beauty. I'll bet your eyes are spectacular. So everyone tells me. Julia nodded. Luscious like clock springs. Holly sighed. If only I could see them. Why ever not? Julia's fingers curled around the glass's stem. Then she hesitated. Maybe I shouldn't. Why not? Just for a second. I don't know. Artemis told me never to take these off. He'd never know. Julia pointed to a few men on the wall. Oh, he'd find out. Artemis finds out about everything. She leaned in close to the fairy. Sometimes I think he can see inside my head, too. Holly frowned. Fired again by this Artemis creature. Come on. 1 second. What harm could it do? Julia pretended to think about it. None, I suppose. Unless because you're hoping to nail me with the mesmer. Just how stupid do you think I am? I have another idea, said Holly, her tone altogether more serious. Why don't I get up, knock you out, and take those stupid glasses off? Julia laughed delightedly, as if this was the most ridiculous thing she had ever heard. Good one, fairy girl. I'm deadly serious, human. Well, if you're serious, sighed Juliet, reaching her delicate finger behind her lips to wipe away a tear. 2 reasons. 1, Artemis said that while you're in a human dwelling, you have to do what we won't. And I want you to stay on that cot. Holly closed her eyes. Right again. Where did this group get their information? And 2, Juliet smiled again, but this time there was a hint of her brother in those teeth. 2, because I went through the same training as Butler, and I've been dying for someone to practice my power driver on. We'll see about that, human, thought Holly. Captain Short wasn't 100% yet, and there was also the small matter of the thing digging into her ankle. She thought she knew what it could be, and if she was right, then it could be the beginnings of a plan. Commander Root had Todd's locator frequency keyed into his helmet face screen. It took Root longer than expected to reach Dublin. The modern wing rigs were more complicated than he was used to. Plus, he neglected to take refresher courses. At the right altitude, or altitude, he could almost superimpose the luminous map on his visor of the actual Dublin streets below him. Almost. "Follow you pompous centaur," he brought into his mouthpiece. "Problem, boss man?" came the tiny reply. "Or tinny." "Problem? You can say that again. When was the last time you updated the Dublin files? Root could hear sucking noises in his ear. It sounded so far he was having lunch. "Sorry, Commander. Just finishing out this carrot." Dublin. Let's see. 1875. I thought so. This place is completely different. The humans could have even managed to change the shape of the coastline. Foley was silent for a moment. Root could just imagine wrestling with the problem. The sentry did not like to be told that any part of his system was out of date. "Okay," he said at last. "Here's what I'm going to do. We have a scope on a satellite TV boat with a footprint in Ireland." "I see," muttered Root, which was basically a lie. "I'm going to email last week's wheat direct to your advisor. Luckily there's a video card in all the new helmets." Luckily. The tricky bit will be to coordinate your flight plan with the video feed. Root had had enough. "How long, Foley?" 2 minutes, give or take." "Give or take what?" "About 10 years if my calculations are off." "They better not be off then. I'll hover until we know." 124 seconds later, Root's black and white blueprints faded out, to be replaced by full-color daylight imaging. When Root moved, it moved, and how its locator begun dot moved too. "Impressive," said Root. "What was that, Commander?" "I said impressive," said Root. "No need to get a swelled head." The commander heard the sound of a room full of laughter, and realized that Foley had him on the speakers. Everyone had heard a compliment in the centaur's work. There'd be no talkative for at least a month. But it was worth it. The video he was receiving now was bang up to date. If Captain Stroll was being held in the building, the computer would be able to give him 3D blueprints instantaneously. It was foolproof. Except Foley, the biggest gun offshore. "What's going on?" "Butter-ship, sir. I'd say it, I guess." Root cursed himself for not thinking of it. They'd be having a big laugh in the Situation Room. Of course it was a ship. Root dropped down a few hundred feet into it. Its shadowy outline loomed through the mist. Bewildered by the looks of it. Technology may have changed over the centuries, but there was still nothing like a harpoon to size the world's largest mammal. "Captain Short's in there somewhere, Foley. Below decks. What can you give me?" "Nothing, sir. It's not a permanent fixture. By the time we'd run down her registration, it'd be way too late." "What about thermal imaging?" "No, Commander. That hull must be at least 50 years old. Very highly content. We can't even penetrate the first layer. I'm afraid you're on your own." Root shook his head. "After all the biggest reporting to your department, remind me to cite your budget when I get back." "Yes, sir," Kennedy replied, silent for once. Foley did not like budget jokes. "Just as the troops got off alert. I may need them at a moment's notice." "I will, sir." "You better. Over and out." Root was on his own. Truth be told, that was the way he liked it. No science. No obvious central whining in his ear. Just a fairy, his wits, and maybe a touch of magic. Root tilted his polymer wings, hugging the underside of the small bank. There was no need to be careful. With his shield activated, he was invisible to the human eye. Even on self-sensitive radar, he would be no more than a barely perceptible distortion. The commander swooped low to the gunwales. It was an ugly craft, this one. The smell of death and pain lingered in the blood-swamped decks. Many noble creatures died here. Died and been dissected for a few bars of soap and some heating oil. Humans were such barbarians. Holly's people was flashing urgently now. She was close by. Very close. Somewhere within a 200-foot radius was the hopefully still breathing form of Captain Short. But with the blueprints, he would have to navigate the bed of the ship unaided. Root alighted gently on the deck. his boots adhering slightly to the mixture of dried soap and blubber coating the steel surface. The craft appeared to be deserted. No sentry on the gangplank, no bosun on the bridge, not a light anywhere. Still, no reason to abandon caution. Root knew from bitter experience that humans popped up when you least expected them. Once, when he was helping the retriever boys scrape some pot wreckage off a tunnel wall, they were spotted by a group of potholing humans. What a mess that had been. Mass hysteria, high-speed chases, group mind wipes, the whole 9 yards. Root shuddered. Nights like that could put decades on a ferry. Keeping himself fully shielded, the commander stowed his wounds in their sheath, advancing on foot across the deck. There were no other life forms showing up on the screen, but, like Foley said, the hull had a high leak content. Even the ping was leak-based. The entire boat was a floating echo hazard. The point being that there could be an entire battalion of stormtroopers concealed below decks, and his helmet cam would never pick them up. Very reassuring. Even Holly's beacon was a few shades below par. That had a micronuclear barrel sending out the pulses. Root didn't like this. That one bit. Keep calm, he derided himself. You're shielded. There's not a human alive that can see you now. Root hauled open the first hatch. It swung easily enough. The commander sniffed. My people had greased the hinges with whale blubber. Was there no end of the depravity? The corridor was steeped in viscous darkness, so Root flickered down his infrared filter. Okay, so Starsight's technology did come in handy, but a human would be telling Foley that. The maze of pipes and grilling before him was immediately illuminated with an unnatural red light. Minutes later, he was regretting even thinking it's something nice about the center's technology. The infrared filter was messing with his depth perception, and he'd rocked his head on 2 protruding U-bends so far. Still no sign of life. Human or fairy. Plenty of animal. Mostly rodents. And when you're just topping 3 feet in height yourself, a good-sized rat can be a real threat. Especially since rats are one of the few breeds that can see straight through a fairy shield. Root unstrapped his blaster and set it to level 3, or medium rare, as the elves in the locker room called it. He sent one of the rats scurrying away with smoke behind as a warning to the rest. Nothing fatal. Just enough to teach you not to look sideways at a fairy in a hurry again. Root picked up his pace. This was ideal for an ambush. He was virtually blind with his back to the only exit. A recon nightmare. If one of his own men had pulled a song like this, he'd have their stripes for it. But desperate times required judicious risk-taking. That was the essence of command. He ignored several tours to either side, following the beacon. 10 feet now. I still have sealed the corridor. Captain Short or her corpse laying on the other side of it. Root put his shoulder to the door. It swung open, without protest. Bad news. If a live creature was being held captive, the hatch would be locked. The commander flicked the blaster's power level to 5 and advanced to the hole. His weapon hummed softly. There was enough power on tap now to vaporize a wolf elephant with a single blast. No sign of Holly. No sign of anything worse. It was in a refrigerated storage bay. Glittering stalactites hung from a maze of piping. Root's breath fanned before him in icy clouds. How would that look to a human? Disembodied breathing. Ah, said a familiar voice. We have a visitor. Root dropped to one knee, leveling the handgun to voice the source. Come to rescue a missing officer, no doubt. The commander blinked a bead of sweat from his eye. Sweat? At this temperature? Well, I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place. The voice was tinny, artificial, amplified. Root checked his locator for life signs. There were none. Not in this chamber at any rate. He was being monitored somehow. Was there a camera here somewhere, concealed in the midst of overhead plumbing, that could penetrate the fairy shield? Where are you? Show yourself, the human chuckled. It echoed unnervingly on the fast hold. Oh no, not yet, my fairy friend. But soon enough. And believe me, when I do, you'll wish I hadn't. Root followed the voice. Keep the human talking. What do you want? What do I want? Again, you will know soon enough. There was a low crate in the center of the hold. On it sat an attached case. The case was open. Why bring me here at all? Root poked the case with his pistol. Nothing happened. I brought you here for a demonstration. Commander leaned over the open container. Inside, in snug foam packing, were a flat vacuum packed package and a Jupiter band VHF transmitter. Resting on top was Holly's locator. Root groaned. Holly wouldn't willingly give up her equipment. No LAP officer would. What's our demonstration, you demented freak? Again that cold chuckle. A demonstration of my utter commitment to my goals. Root should have started to worry about his own health then, but he was too busy worrying about Holly's. If you found one tip on my officer's pointy ears, you're an officer. Oh, we have management. How privileged. All the better to make my point. Alarm bells went up from Root's head. Your point? Voice emanating from an aluminum speaker grid was a serious as a nuclear winter. My point, little ferryman, is that I am not someone to be trifled with. Now, if you would please observe the package. The commander duly observed. It was a nondescript in our shape. Flat, like a slab of putty, or... oh no. Beneath the sealant, a red light flicked on. Fly, little fairy, said the voice. Tell your friends Artemis Fowl II says hello. Beside the red light, green symbols began to click their routine. Root recognized them from his human studies class back in the academy. They were... numbers. Going backwards. A countdown. Dwarf, cried Root. There's no point to saying that word, as it would have had to be censored. He turned and fled up the corridor. Artemis Fowl's mocking tones carrying down the metal funnel. 3, said the human. 2, Dwarf, repeated Root. The corridor seemed much longer now. A sliver of starry sky peeked through a wedge of open door. Root activated his wings. This would take some fancy flying. The hummingbird span was barely narrower than the ship's corridor. 1. Sparks flew as the electronic wings grabbed a protruding pipe. Root cartwheeled, fighting himself at Mach 1. 0, said the voice. Boom! Inside the vacuum pipe package, a detonator sparked, igniting a kilogram of pure Semtex. The white-hot reaction devoured the surrounding oxygen in a nanosecond and surged down the path of least resistance, which was, of course, immediately at LAP Commander Root. Root dropped his visor, opening the door to the maximum. The door was just a few feet away now. It was just a matter of what reached it first. The fairy or the fireball. He made it. Barely. He could feel the explosion rattling his torso as he threw himself to a reverse loop. Flames latched into his jumpsuit, leaking along his legs. Root continued his maneuver, crashing directly into the icy water. He broke the surface swearing. Above him, the whale had been totally consumed by noxious flames. Commander, came a voice in series. It was Foley, who was back in range. Commander, what's your status? Root lived to fear the roar's grip. My status, Foley, is extremely annoyed. Get on your computers. I would know everything there is to know about one Artemis Fowl, and I would know it before I get back to base. Yes, sir, Commander. Right away. No wisecrack. Even Fowl realized that this was not the time. Root hovered at 300 yards. Below him, the blazing whale drew emergency vehicles like moths to a light. He dusted charred threads from his elbows. There will be a reckoning for this Artemis Fowl, he vowed. Count on it.